Hi there, Vicki here. So, in the summer, one of the best flavors, the things that I love the most, is peaches. So today I'm going to be taking some peels from peaches that we had last week and I froze, and I'm gonna make a little peach syrup with it for some water. I love flavored waters, so that's what we're gonna do. And it's super easy. I'll show you how to do it. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is fill this pot up with water. I've chosen a fairly large pot because I sure would like to drink a fair amount of peach flavored water today. Yes, there are dirty dishes. Do you expect anything less from me at this point? Yes, dirty dishes. It's fine. So I'm gonna fill this pot up, I don't know, about halfway. And we'll get this over to the stove. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get the burner on so it can start heating up. Meanwhile, I'll fetch my frozen peach peels from the freezer. Now, I don't have a ton of these, as you can see. It's a very reasonable amount. So I should be able to just pop these right out of the bag and put them in our pot. Now that I have our Puck-O peach peels, I'm gonna add these directly to my water, and I'm gonna let this boil for 20 minutes or so. What I want to see is obviously for this to thaw, but the water should start taking on the color and flavor of peaches. So we'll check back in periodically, but it'll take probably at least 20 minutes or so. All right, it's been about 5 minutes and my peaches are thawed pretty well, and it's only just started to boil. I do have this on a high heat, so I'm gonna let this boil for 10 to 15 minutes, but we'll check in about halfway through and see how it's going. The biggest thing is I don't want it to boil outside. The more that, or the longer it boils, the more concentrated my peach flavor is gonna be. So happy to have it boil for quite some time, but I don't want the water to escape the confines of my pot. So it's been about 7 minutes since the last time we talked on this. And I don't know how well it is kind of showing up, but the water has turned a delightful shade of pink. I am going to let this go just a little bit longer, but it's always good to have a little taste. So I'll let this cool off just to see how it's going. Make sure that it is, in fact, turning out to be delicious. I can definitely taste the peach, but the flavor is not as pronounced as I would prefer it. So yeah, we're gonna let this go. Now there weren't a ton of peach peels, so, you know, if I had had more, the flavor would certainly be developing quicker. So it's been almost 10 minutes since we last checked it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off and just let this cool enough that I can pour it in my glass. At this point, you could certainly sweeten it with brown sugar or honey or just regular sugar. But I'm probably just gonna have this over ice. But if you did wanna make a syrup with this, you know, you can certainly sweeten it to taste. The most I would do is 1 part sugar to 1 part water. All right, I let this cool for some time. I mean, it is still hot, but it's no longer boiling. And yeah, this beautiful peachy pink goodness is ready for my cup. Now I already put ice in there because I'm not drinking it as a tea, though you certainly could. You could also strain this, but aforementioned dirty dishes, I don't want to make more dishes for myself. So there we go. It's gonna be delicious, refreshing, peachy, and pretty. I love pink. Cheers. Well, that's delicious.